Search on 3, the Espresso edition, coming to you live on SABC3. Last week, we saw a dramatic finish to the show as the first Elimination Challenge went live. Tonight, it's time to shine for the second half of the top 10 finalists as they show off what they've got and strut their stuff in the Celebrity Wake Up Challenge. And of course, joining us in studio are our judging panel, Dr. Musa Umtumbeni, Tando Tabete, and Roger Gert. Woo! Make some noise. Judges, last week was some thrilling stuff. We saw one person go home. What is your expectation of tonight's episode, Dr. Musa?
Look, it's going to be fire. That's one thing I'll tell you.
Yeah.
It's going to get very hot in that kitchen. And like the account tweeted last week, if it's hot in the kitchen and you can't stand it, you get out.
Get out. Get out. Tando?
I think last week was really great. They have a bit of an advantage because then they watched last week's episode. So really excited to see how they did.
Mr. Good.
Can you see the I can see the stress. It's like a whole new competition now. It's gone to the next level.
Yeah.
We were joking like, hey, you don't want to end up in the kitchen later on. Hey?
Because that's where it's all going down. Now for their first challenge, each of the finalists must spend the morning with a celebrity to learn how they start their day. Today, we'll be featuring Tato, Mqedisi, Simpiwe, Jared, Tandi, and joining the top 10 last week as the Viewer's Choice finalist, Kuhle, everybody. Now, at the end of tonight's show, one of these 6 contestants will be eliminated in a live elimination challenge. And you, the viewer, get to vote for who you would like to keep in the competition. So keep your phone handy and get ready to make your voice heard on twitter.com/befoundon3. First up, Tandi had the chance to catch up with a fellow broadcaster and her first round judge for Presenter Search on 3.
I found out I'm interviewing Leigh-Anne. Now, Selby and I are both radio people. I'm excited and he's such a vibe. I'm just nervous because he does kind of just speak and I'm scared. What is he gonna say? But I'm ready. It's early in the morning and I'm outside Leigh-Anne's place and I'm going to be with him this morning as he takes me through his morning routine. That's my challenge, so I'm asking you to tag along with me while I tag along with him.
But you know, hands always are good expression. You can.
But my fingernails are nasty,
okay,
so that's what I'm trying
but
to
now
say.
you don't look natural. Tandi knew about the shoot long time ago, so she had time to prepare. So I don't understand why she's complaining that her nails are not that.
Today we are in Durban at Leigh-Anne's house. I know that he's a radio presenter and I know that he's bubbly and I know that he's very energetic and he does volunteering. He works for one of the biggest, actually the biggest radio station, and that he loves a good face beat just like me.
Come in!
Good morning!
Oh, wow! What do we have here? Come here, wait. Mwah. Mwah.
Fantastic. How are you, my darling? Good, and you? Oh my gosh, you've already started.
Of course. I mean, listen, there's no time for sleeping, hey? There's no time
I
for
was trying to
sleeping.
catch you very early, but I see that you're almost done. So who's this lovely lady who's doing your face?
This is my makeup artist. Introduce yourself, Wena.
Well, I'm Sammy Makaya, Selby's makeup artist, of course.
How long have you been doing her makeup for?
It's been actually a year.
Great, yeah, you're doing a really great job. So let me ask you something. You behind the mic, nobody gets to see you. Why the full face of makeup?
That is there. Right. Love the energy, but I think she is your main interview.
Yeah.
So start with her, and then you can come to Sammy.
Yeah.
Tandi's sister. Yes, I remember in the Durban leg edition, she really did impress us. And here she is in the top 10. Super excited for her.
I was trying to catch you before you started, but I see you're almost done. What time does your day typically start?
Yeah, I wake up at 6:30. I mean, I think it's a norm ever since I was growing up. So 6:30, this little lady needs to be here.
So every single morning you do this, and then why do you do this if you're going to be behind the mic and not in front of the TV?
It's not every single morning. It's probably twice a week. One, because you've got so many meetings to go to. So if I have a busy day like this, I have to look the part.
That is there. All right. Before we even go any further, let's take it back.
Okay.
You know, who is Simpiwe? Show that you've done your research about her, because she's a big volunteering person who's founded a career out of that, you know, and actually.
So tell me, where did this dream to be on radio, and I know you've also done a bit of TV, where did that all start from?
It basically started at a very, very young age. We all used to watch TV on SABC1, right? Didn't we? I mean, every time I'd be humble, when they go to ad breaks, I would just literally go to my bedroom, go to the mirror, and mimic every single thing that they were doing and just try to be them. I'm definitely happy about the questions that she's asking. I mean, it's the kind of question whereby a regular Beyonce follower would want to know, what do you do when you wake up? Those kind of things. So I'm happy.
Girl, you are snatched. So where are we going from here?
Now, before the radio show, I have a quick meeting, but you guys can come in, no cameras, yay! And then I've got the radio show after that to the SABC.
Let's do this. Let me get my shoes first.
My shoes!
So dramatic.
Right.
You got it.
That would have been if you had turned to camera and said that.
Yeah.
Oh.
So dramatic.
Yeah.
Like,
I forgot about that.
That's why I didn't cut it, because I was waiting for you to turn to
forgot
camera.
about
So
the camera,
that was
look at
a good moment there.
Well, the director is not really giving me much in terms of feedback per se, but a lot of direction, you know, doing a couple of scenes over and over just to kind of get it right.
Action.
My shoes!
How dramatic.
She's great. She knows what she's doing. Her pace, her toning as well in her voice. And I mean, this TV thing, it's new to her, so she's trying to learn as much as she can as possible.
I think I did well. I think I took direction well. I mean, I really want this, so I'm hoping that the director saw that, and I hope that the viewers see that.
You really want this, you say. How did you feel about your first challenge?
I mean, I thought I wouldn't be nervous, honey, but I actually was. So I was very humbled, but I think I did okay.
All right, well, Tando, what do you think of
You did your nails today.
Because I was like...
They're done.
So we were really excited about you because remember the first time we saw you, we were blown away and we absolutely loved you from the get-go. When we watched that, we were a little bit disappointed. Firstly, on the nails saga, and it's not so much the nails being done or not being done, it's more of if you didn't get your nails done, knowing well that you're doing the inserts, that can't be the production's problem. So we were questioning professionalism more than anything else. Secondly, you had a great advantage because Salvi's on the radio, you're on the radio, and that could have been a great, I don't know, I guess something to speak about. And you didn't mention that really at all, or just, you know, how you do it, he does it, and, you know, those kind of things. I don't know, we weren't sold. We were bored. We were bored.
Okay.
All right, well, there we go. That's the first interview down. Let's see how Jared handled interviewing one of South Africa's most celebrated Instagram stars.
I open my envelope and I see Nadia Jafta's name, and I've seen her everywhere on social media. She is awesome at what she does, taking pictures and developing content, and I follow her. So I'm looking forward to picking her brain. It's a beautiful morning. I'm ready for my first challenge. Let the games begin. This morning I get to chat to Nadia Jafta, and she is a social media legend in South Africa. She is a content creator of note. People love her for her fashion, her hair, her everything that has to do with style. Funny enough, she doesn't know we both have a song on radio called Paradise. I walk into the room and I'm trying to act all cool and calm, and I see Nadia Jafta sitting there. I'm a huge fan of hers. And ek lyk soos wie kon nou aan, very confused, very shy, very nervous. But she greeted me with such warmth and kindness. So Nadia, this is your world. Thank you for inviting me into it.
Pleasure.
Listen, I can't wait to see how you transform in front of the camera. I want to ask you, what is your signature look?
I don't think I have a signature look, because I'm always changing it up. But I would say that I have like right now I'm doing the colourful eye. It looks a bit crazy now. But yeah, and I'm playing around my hair a lot more.
This is my first time conducting an interview. I'm usually the one on the other side of the table getting asked all the questions. So I'm hoping I can deliver and get into her mind and ask all the right stuff.
Look.
We expect nothing less from Nadia Jafta. She's going to serve us all the looks, and we are ready for it.
I don't look like much now, but I promise you once I get on set, you're not going to recognize me.
So when the makeup's all done, I can't wait to see the big reveal.
Yes.
Looking forward?
Thank you.
This cut there.
And my first impression of Jared, he's very warm, he's very welcoming. He made me feel comfortable like as soon as I saw him.
We are meeting her for the morning, you know. We didn't give him in the morning yet.
Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
Let's pick up on that question.
Cool.
Maybe he was a bit nervous, but he definitely got into it and the conversation was going. I mean, even when the cameras were off, we were just chatting. So I think that's an amazing skill, to just talk off camera to actually get to know the person that you're interviewing.
This process is so new and interesting to me. I felt like a crazy person for the most part, because as soon as you ask the question, the director asks you to ask the same question again, but no one's standing in front of you. So I was literally staring into thin air going, how are you? How are things going? Are you excited? excited to be here today. Look, I'm completely crazy.
I mean, come on. That is how a professional does it.
You know.
You are so good.
Thank you.
You're going to put me to shame because I'm horrible.
I think you could maybe work on just slowing down the talking to just bringing it back home. Even if he's nervous, I think if he's talking too fast, then it can get a bit lost. So it's the only criticism I have for him. Otherwise, he's amazing.
We spoke about dancing earlier, and I've got 2 left feet, and I'm not very comfortable in front of the camera. Maybe you can help me with busting a move?
Just like, you know, you just have to get loose.
Okay.
You just have to get loose. And then just sort of young.
Speaking to Nadia, she told me that she loves dancing, and so later on in the interview, I thought I'd bring it back just to tie it in, you know, have a bit of fun, loosen up, and make a really good ending to a great segment.
Listen here, you stick to the dance moves and posing in front of the camera. I am not going to quit my day job just yet. Not at all.
Quick, okay, cool. That was cool, but it felt like what would be nice was if you said you keep the dancing and you said the rest of the cameras to the audience. So as an aside to the audience, you can say something like, right, I'm not going to quit my day job. Okay. You know, just bring the audience back into it. Okay.
Well, I'm not too sure how my interview went today, to be honest, because I was exceptionally nervous, knowing that I'm interviewing Nadia Jafta, knowing that I have to know what I'm talking about and be the presenter that I want to be. But I had a lot of fun. She's very warm, she's very inviting. It was a pleasant experience all over.
Question is, Jared, did you get loose? Let's see.
We tried. Listen, okay, there's a bit of something now, so I can even go down and bring it back up.
You were very nervous, huh?
Extremely. I think you don't realize what goes into creating content. That's why I have so much respect for Nadia Jafta. The cameras are there, the director's there. You've got to remember all these questions. I did my best, and hopefully the judges will recognize that. We'll see.
Oh, Roger, did you recognize that?
Yeah, no, look, your confidence, your delivery was excellent. You draw the audience in. And I mean, if I had to be like really critical, maybe like she said, you could maybe slow it down just a little bit. Other than that, we loved it, show. It was really good.
Sure, they loved it. Happy dance, happy dance. Remember that elimination is on the cards tonight. So if you want to save your favorite contestant from going home, keep your phones handy on twitter.com/BeFoundOn3 and keep your eyes glued to the screen. We'll be back after the break. Welcome back to Presenter Search on 3, the Espresso edition. Now, the first Top 10 challenge continues as each of the top 10 have been given a task of spending a morning with a celebrity to see how they start their day. Simpiwe may be quick at delivering lines on camera, but how does he hold up when he meets a man who is known as the fastest deliverer on the planet?
As I grab that envelope, I'm praying that it's somebody that I know. This is my first professional interview. I've never interviewed anybody, and the first time I get to do it with a cricket player, I better do my research.
There's a lot of pressure. I mean, he is the second world best bowler.
First shot, Simpiwe walks in. There's a moment of dead silence there. You know, Kakiso couldn't say anything about it. He just laughed it off, you know, and we had to do another take from the top.
Thank you so much for inviting me into your training session, man. Let's chat a little. So is this what you do every morning?
This is what I try and do when I'm free. Working out in the morning is generally what you want to do. Also trying to get strong for in-season.
Let's chat about your routine in season. What do you do to sort of kickstart your mornings?
You do various exercises, just a program that you might follow, so it's not necessarily a particular one.
Now, KJ, I know that you've played a variety of sports. I mean, you played athletics, you did football, you did rugby, and then you did cricket. What inspired you to choose cricket?
It's just something I really enjoyed doing, and it's something that I was good at, and I felt happy.
I mean, you come from a family of your father as a doctor.
Unfortunately, we are experiencing some technical difficulties. We'll sort it out, but we'll see you back after the break. It's your time to shine with Presenter Search on 3 and Orbit Gum. Thank you for staying with us right here on Presenter Search on 3, the Espresso edition. Now that we've sorted out those technical difficulties, let's go and check out Simpiwe's Celebrity Wake Up Challenge.
As I grab that envelope, I'm praying that it's somebody that I know. This is my first professional interview. I've never interviewed anybody, and the first time I get to do it with a cricket player, I better do my research.
There's a lot of pressure. I mean, he is the second world best bowler.
First shot, Simpiwe walks in. There's a moment of dead silence there. You know, Kakiso couldn't say anything about it. He just laughed it off, you know, and we had to do another take from the top.
Thank you so much for inviting me into your training session, man. Let's chat a little. So is this what you do every morning?
This is what I try and do when I'm free. Working out in the morning is generally what you want to do. Also trying to get strong for in season.
Let's chat about your routine in season. What do you do to sort of kickstart your mornings?
You do various exercises, just a program that you might follow, so it's not necessarily a particular one.
Now, KJ, I know that you've played a variety of sports. I mean, you played athletics, you did football, you did rugby, and then you did cricket. What inspired you to choose cricket?
It's just something I really enjoyed doing, and it's something that I was good at, and I felt happy.
I mean, you come from a family of your father as a doctor and your mother is a lawyer. Did you ever feel like...
My mother's not a lawyer.
Your mother is?
She's in asset management.
So your mother is in asset management and your father is a doctor. Did you ever feel the pressure of actually sort of pursuing those avenues as well?
There's not much interaction with the camera and he doesn't seem to always know where it is.
Do I explain that I saw it on the internet? And I'm like, okay, cool, no, as in, let's keep going, let's keep it rolling. And he tells me what his mother does and I'm just like, okay, let me listen to that and let me carry on going. But yeah, no, damn Wikipedia.
If I were to be critical, sometimes he wouldn't have a conversation with me. Sometimes he was just asking questions, especially because he is under pressure. Okay.
So what do you prefer drinking in the morning, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
What's the first thing you do in the morning?
Brush my teeth.
Brush your teeth, absolutely important. Sneakers or formal shoes?
Simpiwe wanted to do a quick fire session and I don't think he succeeded with it.
What an epic fail, because quick fire is quick fire, you're moving. You're asking a question, he's answering, you're asking his...
Just a few notes. You always do this, ne? Remember, this is an insert, so you're killing your own sound here. We can't hear you.
At this point, nothing is going according to how I had planned it. But I love how I rolled with the punches and the mistakes that I was making on set.
Yes, he was nervous. We all have nerves. I think that, you know, he is a natural talker in front of the camera. He's got like a natural presence, like a nice vibe. He's got a nice vibe about him.
So, action.
KG, I noticed that a lot of bowlers run up before they release the ball. How important is the run-up?
The run-up is important because it's a way of gathering momentum and to generate pace.
And I realized that a lot of bowlers will hide the ball. Can the batsman actually see where the ball is going to go?
The batsman is trying to keep his eye on the ball, trying to see whether there's a change in the bowler's hand. I like the way that he used the research and structured his questions.
The questions were on point and they were relevant to the flow of the insert.
Kagiso and I stopped and we started chatting naturally and we started speaking about the ball. Because he's such a brilliant bowler, you can't help but feed off that passion. And at that point, I had sort of gotten used to the cameras and actually having fun.
Just like that. If Simpiwe does make the top presenter, I wouldn't mind seeing his face in the morning. I think he's just a likable guy. I think he can connect with people.
Thank you, coach.
Oh, fact is a fact. That's still a wide.
Oh, thank you so much, Kakiso. I had such a good time with you, my man. Listen, if you think that was cool, I thought that was really awesome, but I'm going to stick to my day job. And what I'm going to do next in the competition is that I'm going to pull a hat trick on the rest of the presenters for the Presenter Search on 3, and I'm going to make an international debut in the Expresso show. Are you ready?
Good luck.
I realized that we were having so much fun and that the fun was dying out and that we had completed that segment. So then I just turned around, I looked straight into the camera and I did a fantastic closing link, and the director was impressed and I was also quite impressed with it.
Thank you.
After all the feedback about snapping fingers, Simpiwe is still doing it in his closing link. I guess maybe he couldn't take the direction pretty well, or the message didn't come across as clear as I hoped it would.
Whew, flames.
Yeah.
But Kagiso Rabada said he wouldn't mind seeing your face in the morning.
Right, and that's so encouraging. And
But what did you think of your interview?
Listen, Leigh-Anne, that was my first time sort of interviewing somebody that is a professional person. That was my first professional interview.
Yeah.
I think it was a good 70%.
Okay, 70 you say. Judges, do you agree?
Why am I always the bearer of the good news? This is so not fair.
Don't you think you should have been the guy that if we'd won, when we lost at the World Cup, you should be on your knees crying. That's how the audience mustn't know. You know?
I don't know. For me, yes. So for me, I've loved you again. Same with Tandi from day one, literally. So I was a little bit disappointed there. You got his mother's occupation wrong, which is so embarrassing. And then the director said, the clicks, and then in the closing link you were still clicking, and then they asked you what you thought, and then you said you think it was fantastic. The director thought it was fantastic. Then we cut to the director who said it wasn't fantastic because he wasn't listening to what I'm saying. So now you look like you think it's great, but it's not great.
Preparation.
Wow.
So listen,
Preparation is key.
The judges didn't come to play. Sorry. Anyways, last week, our Viewer's Choice winner, Kuhle, received her challenge live on the show. She found out that she'd be spending a morning with the one and only Jeannie D.
When I found out that I'll be interviewing Jeannie D as my first celebrity challenge on the show, I was absolutely excited because she's someone that I've always looked up to growing up in the entertainment industry. But at the same time, I was very nervous because she's been doing this for 18 years.
Today we have a scenario that often happens. It's too noisy outside, so we can't do your link as you enter. So you have to readapt your link inside, walking in to meet her for the first time.
Okay. The director tells me that we're doing our opening link inside the boutique, no longer outside. So now in my head, I'm like, I've already prepared my link to the T. Now I have to alter a few things and shorten it to basically 5 seconds. I was so nervous.
One, action.
We start off the morning with South Africa's favorite television presenter, businesswoman, MC. I'm talking about Jeannie D. How are you doing?
Hello, lovely Kuhle. I'm so well, thank you.
Absolutely flawless. What are we doing here? We are surrounded by absolutely amazing garments. Why are we here today?
Well, I have a very, very busy life, so I've got a very elegant event coming up this evening that I need a fabulous dress for.
So in terms of your styling and the silhouette and the fit, what are you looking for tonight?
Tonight, I just want to wear something that wows.
Yes.
And I always like to go the extra mile. So,
have you seen anything yet?
Nice. Yeah, like this. What's your favorite color? What should we look for?
I absolutely love the dress.
That was cool. The only thing was awkward there was I think that you guys didn't know whether to do the double kiss or the single kiss.
I know.
It's always a weird one. So do we do yeah.
Okay.
So that's something to consider, but otherwise I think that was a nice little set.
All right.
Cool. Yeah.
When Kuhle arrived, I first of all was quite taken by how pretty she is and how confident she is. I could tell that she was a little bit nervous, but she came up to me, she introduced herself and made it fun and light.
I got to chat to her before lights, camera, action, and it helped that we were wearing the same colors, black and green, and also I was wearing her favorite color, leopard print, so tick for me. And later on, you know, the conversation was very genuine, very smooth. She was very calm. She made the experience pleasant for me.
Wow.
The detailing at the bottom, Jeannie.
It is stunning.
But also Victor, I've seen her on TV quite a number of times and I know that she loves her prints. So I think I want to pick out some.
What I've learned since being on television over the years is that you have to take control and adapt with what happens on the scene. And what I like about Kuhle is the way she handled it is that she brought up things on the spot. She thought very quickly about how she was going to handle situations and made it fun and light.
What do you think of this?
You know me, I know what I like. So this is it. Like, I love the color, I love the print, and I love the feathers giving a little bit of
a little bit of a and the silk and the detailing around the neck.
You're a genius. Let me go try it on.
Please. Jeannie walks into the changing room. It's just me and Victor on screen. What do? I just decide to chat to Victor and ask him more about the dress. And I think that allowed us to also just converse about the dress and also the decision that Jeannie will make towards the end.
Ta-da!
Wow. Yes.
I love it. It is so, so beautiful.
Absolutely.
This is absolutely magic. I still feel I want to try the grey on though.
I think that's a good idea as well. Cut. Yes. Okay, I'm happy because we started with the grey one. I wanted to end with the grey one.
Okay.
Action.
Oh, just like a Disney princess.
Absolutely love it. I think this is perfect as much as we were in love with the print dress.
I don't really have any major criticism for Kuhle. She fluffed a few lines, but I mean, that happens to everybody. The only thing is continuity. When the camera's running on you or rolling on you on the one scene, on the wide, you better make sure that whatever you said on the wide, you've got to say the same on your single shot as well. So continuity is very important to always remember. So once she learns that, I think she'll be great.
Listen, thank you so much for allowing us in your morning. We don't want to waste any more of your time. Only Jeannie D can take on such a hectic day so effortlessly. I decided to wrap up the day with a closing link to camera, and I think it went very well. And ultimately, the experience was amazing. I think it's something that I truly want to do and continue doing, so I hope that I get the opportunity to do it again. This is Presenter Search on 3. See you next time.
Well done.
That was a cute little thing. I like it. Thank you. Yeah.
Kuhle, you and Jeannie D looking like you've been friends since day one.
Since day one, wearing matching outfits rather and everything. So yeah, she's pretty cool.
Amazing. Well, judges, Jeannie D says Kuhle has the ability to be great potential.
Oh, no, I'm just kidding. No, just some things, some little points in the business that we look for. The one is you were thrown into the deep end and you handled it like a pro. The other thing we noticed when watching the videos was without being prompted, you were creating content, which means that you're thinking about the viewers, you're thinking about the audience, you're thinking about a TV show the whole time, which is really cool. And I mean, quite frankly, if Jeannie D seems to think you're kind of hot stuff, who are we to critique that?
Naf said, well, next up, Mqedisi got an opportunity to catch up with a multi-nominated singer. That word.
True, Lady Zamar. I've interviewed her once before on the red carpet, but I think there's a bit more pressure this time, but I'm ready for it. Let's do it.
'Cause I decided I don't like it. I'm doing it.
Living a scheduled and balanced life is very important, especially if you have the big responsibility of serenading South Africans with your beautiful melodies. Today I spent some time with songstress and songwriter Lady Zamar to take a peek at what a day in her life looks like. When I first found out that I'm interviewing Lady Zamar, I thought, oh, this is great because she's in the South African media. But then I found out that she doesn't speak a lot about her personal life. So then I decided that I'm going to go and dig up on her personal life and ask her about that because, I mean, I wanted to create magic. I want to stand out. It's first challenge, top 10.
This is love, this is...
Can we get some noise up in here? Lady Zamar, how are you?
I'm good, thanks to you.
I'm good. Thank you so much.
You want me to hug you?
Thank you so much. I mean, when I first heard that I'm interviewing you, I got such a rush and I could not wait.
He is sweet in his own way, and he makes you feel like you can have a conversation and be okay with it. It doesn't make you feel like you gotta be stiff, you know? Yeah, it makes you feel very at ease.
This is beautiful. What are we doing here today?
I'm kind of just going through my songs acoustically. I've got like vocal injury a little bit. So I'm trying to like test how far I can go still. Yeah, so that's what's happening right now.
Are we rehearsing for a show soon?
Yeah.
So, Metis, Zamar just said something about her voice. She had a voice strain. So make sure that you listen to her because that was a good point for you also to pick up on. The directions that were given to him, actually, he took them pretty well.
I've recently been injured in my vocal cords.
My goodness.
Yeah.
How does that happen? How do you recover?
Over singing, stop singing. I think he did listen, but at the same time he didn't. Because I think he was talking to me like via conversation as opposed to finding out information. So he did not have the most research type of tone, but he did have a very cordial, banter type of tone, yeah.
Action. Being an intercontinental child, you must have had a really amazing childhood.
Well, I don't really speak much about it because I've seen that certain people feel entitled to have me have grown up a certain way. And that was not how I was raised.
But I want to take you a bit back. A little birdie told me that you are a fan of cartoons.
I love cartoons. Who doesn't?
What's your favorite cartoon character?
My goodness, I can't even say it. Actually, let me say Snow White.
Wow, now I want to give you a challenge. Can we reenact a scene from Snow White? I'll be like one of the dwarfs.
You must think about your question.
And I thought it would be a brilliant idea to seize this moment because, they said capture the little moment. I thought, Snow White, this is great. We're going to reenact a scene. Forgetting that television inserts are 3 minutes long. With Snow White being your favorite cartoon, please ask me the question that they ask the most.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all?
Fairest in the land is Lady Zamar because she's got such a great voice and a beautiful personality. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today.
I honestly do believe he's going to go a long way if he instills discipline within himself, discipline to find out more about the subject. I also think if he was to be more attentive to details that are kind of given to him, I think he can go really, really far.
Ladies, Amar said you can go really, really far.
Fingers crossed.
What did you think of your interview?
I thought it was quite a difficult one, but I realized quickly into it that, listen, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. This is the job, comes with the territory, and I had to adapt and make it work.
All right, but did it work, Dr. Musa?
So, I like that you said it was a difficult interview and that you had to realize that it's not going the way I wanted to go, so I'm going to have to follow where it wants to go, but try bring it back to what I can. And I think the things that you promised us at the beginning, you tried to fulfill with all the personal stuff, and she just wasn't giving it to you. Like, you tried, you went in this way and went in that way. She just wasn't giving it to you. But all around, I think I enjoyed watching it. It felt natural. You were well-researched, but didn't sound like you were here just to ask questions, and that's what you're here for. And you looked like you had fun. So I think next time, just go in with an open mind, but be prepared for things.
Very nice. Finally, it is time. It is Tato's time to shine as he gets put through his paces by one of the world's toughest endurance athletes.
Michelle Ainsley, she's a professional Ironman athlete. She's got so much energy. I'm not pretty sure if I can keep up with that energy.
It is after a near-death experience in 2007 that my guest today, Michelle Ainsley, decided to take that obstacle and use it as a way of celebrating life.
Ainsley, right? Ainsley. We are in Port Elizabeth today, and my celebrity guest is Michelle Ainsley.
I was supposed to be waking you up.
Change of plan.
Okay, what happened then?
My husband, main sponsor, and love of my life, is actually currently the beachfront doing a half Ironman.
I guess we gotta keep the main sponsor happy, right?
At all costs.
Listen, I'm looking at you and I'm looking at myself, I'm thinking, boy, you better sort your life out. You look very healthy, very strong, physically fit, and for somebody who's...
Don't say old.
The first thing I could see from her was just one thing, a ball of energy. And I think it is every presenter's worst nightmare to have a guest who's got more energy than you. How do you try and control it without making them feel uncomfortable?
How do you try to keep in shape and just so healthy as you are?
Well, as you know, I swim, bike, run.
Okay.
It's a lifestyle and way of life for myself.
Do you go into it planning on winning, or winning is just simply what you do best, like, this is my thing?
Whew.
And I'm going to hold you there before your answer. Let's get it.
I loved his energy. I was immediately attracted to him. He's warm, he's honest, and he's passionate, and he wants to succeed. I loved him.
You are the first South African to go compete in Kona and actually win in Kona. Tell me about your experience while you were there, and how did it feel winning?
Let me tell you, the most crazy experience of my life. No, he knew a lot about me. He knew almost more about me than I knew about myself. He reminded me of one or two things that I have achieved, which I had forgotten about. So he is passionate, he's committed, he wants to succeed. He has no way but up. Sorry about all this mess.
Okay.
I actually leave for Nice tomorrow morning.
That's fine, that's fine. Another race as well.
Another race, another world championship, 70.3.
Listen, you've got this.
Thank you. Okay, you have two choices.
Okay, let's see. Choice number one.
The wetsuit.
It's a little bit cold today, so...
Okay, option number two.
Okay.
We are running.
We are running. Let me choose
Team Orange.
Yay! Oh, this is your
Ironman
team.
for the kids. This is my foundation I represent, and we change the lives of children in South Africa.
Well, I really thought I was the most energetic person in this planet until I had to see her. But I'm in for this one.
25Ks, are you ready?
Sure. Wow, let's do this.
Let's go. No, listen, he's got endurance. He definitely has a touch of speed. I was quite surprised. I had to change gears here to keep up with him. I enjoyed it. I went, he was leaning over, putting some sweat on his face, and I went and pushed him into the water, and he just laughed. He dealt with it so well, and he got his shoes wet as well. You know, so he was like, my shoes are wet. I said, suck it up, buttercup. It's a tough life, you know, and he just laughed and he loved it. So,
I mean, like, really?
And he's very playful, and he wanted to interact with me, and he listened. Also, he listened. Most youngsters don't listen. They ask you a question, but they're already thinking of the next question. They haven't listened. So when he asked me a question and I answered him, he responded in a manner which he'd actually heard what I said. So
this is not my cup of coffee. Overall, with my challenge, I think I tried to give my best. I tried to be in the moment, and I also tried to keep up with Michelle's, ball of energy. And at the same time, I'm still a little bit shaky in terms of my questioning and whether did I really pull it off. But I guess we have to wait and see.
As far as I'm concerned, you're amazing. Without a doubt. I would wake up every morning knowing I'm going to see someone who is positive, passionate, empowering and happy. He makes you feel good. When you hear his voice, there's a happiness in his voice, and there's power power and passion. So I would definitely tune in to watch him every morning.
Wow, you're empowering, you're impassioned, you're happy. That's
She's
amazing
nice.
feedback.
She's really nice.
What did you
Really
think of
nice.
your interview?
Totally out of my comfort zone, but I really tried, to bring the viewers in as well. And I just hope when you're watching it, you don't go, oh, shame.
Let's find out if the judges went, oh, shame.
It wasn't a no shame situation.
Yeah.
It was a good insert.
Oh.
Really enjoyed watching it from beginning to end. I felt like I didn't know this person. And at the end, I was like, geez, I want to follow this lady as of tomorrow. I want to start swimming for 10 kilometers and doing all that sort of stuff. So very good insert, well prepared, but still casual and fun and enjoying yourself. Well done.
Well done indeed, contestants. Well done on completing your first challenge. Wow. Now, tonight, the viewers at home will have the opportunity to play a vital role in the elimination by voting to keep their favorite contestant in the competition. But first, the judges have reviewed each of your inserts, and they will not be saving just one of you tonight, but three. Yes. Judges, who are you saving and why?
Right. So the person I'm saving is someone that went into the interview well prepared, knew what they were doing, felt uncomfortable but didn't let it show on camera, and gave us an all-round good insert. So the person I'm saving is Tato.
Tato! Go off and enjoy. You can take a load off, my friend. Oh, there we go. Next one.
The person I'm saving, I watched the interview and it just felt natural. It wasn't, again, an easy interview. It was very little given, and she created, you could see she was sort of adapting to the situation, and that person for me is Kuhle.
Kuhle, go take a load off. Relax, my love. One more person that's being saved. Roger, who have you chosen?
Who to save? Who to save? So many beautiful faces.
Say a
So
name.
much airtime. The person that and I've given this a lot of thought, the person that I've chosen is from the beginning, and especially after watching the insert, is a killer. Someone who really, really wants the show. And you mustn't forget, this is a competition, this is a career, and the decision has been made. It's Jared.
Backstage. Oh, look at that relief all over his face. But now that the three of you have been saved from eliminations, the ones that have just gone off, for the remaining three, this is where the viewers, that's right, you at home, you step in. Because Orbit Gum is giving you the chance to vote for who you would like to keep in the competition. This is your time to shine. I need you to head over to twitter.com/befoundon3 right now, where we are running a live voting poll for the next 5 minutes. Who will you save? Will it be Simpiwe, who interviewed Kagiso Radaba? Will it be Tandi, who interviewed Selby Mkhize? Or will it be Mqedise, who interviewed Lady Zamar? Judges, you may give your final comments, starting with Mqedise.
All right, Mqedise, like I said, it was a good insert, but you're letting a lot show on camera. You're letting the little things trip you over, and that, when we can see that on camera, it becomes problematic because that's what goes on air. And if we can't navigate around that, it's problematic.
Tandi, again, obsessed with you from day one. I'm sad that you're there. And I don't know, sure. I'm hoping that you can redeem yourself with this one. But again, it was a professionalism thing. It was also, your spirits were almost dampened, which affected the interview. So we'll see how it goes.
Dude, like, prep when the audience is watching, they can't know that you don't know something that's going on. Even if you've got to fake it, you research these kind of things. It's like a lot of stress. Also, there are pre-recorded inserts, but we're going live now. It's a whole different ball game.
It's a whole different ball game indeed. Now, the two contestants with the least votes on Twitter will have to battle it out in a live elimination challenge coming up right after the break. Only the highest grade 100% Arabica beans. Great coffee, simple. Back with Presenter Search on 3, the Espresso edition. And man, are things heating up. Tonight, one of the 3 contestants will be going home. Now, before the break, we announced that you, the viewer, had 5 minutes to vote on our Twitter poll. And now, the 2 contestants with the least votes will compete in a live elimination challenge. And this is the challenge. In the kitchen, they will be joining one of South Africa's best-loved chefs, Jenny Morris, everybody. Love her. And they are going to be creating a Heritage Month dish. They only have 4 minutes to work through all the steps of the recipe while keeping the conversation going and entertaining the audience. It is important not to talk over each other and, of course, to create a great TV segment. Be light, be funny, not too technical. That's just me. Use it, don't use it. So, the votes have been tallied and the results are in. Who do you think you saved, South Africa? The contestant saved by the Orbit Gum viewers' vote on Twitter is... You made it, my friend.
Yes,
Congratulations. Look at that, huh? Let me tell you, he is so happy. That means, Simpiwe and Tandi, you are going to be competing in the Elimination Challenge. Now, this is your time to shine, so make the most of it. Throughout the challenge, I will be updating you on how much time you have left, and when your time is up, you will need to wrap up this segment and then link back to me. Contestants, are you ready? All right, your challenge starts in 3, 2, 1. Take it away.
Hi, Jenny.
Hi, Tom.
Right. Shall I help you and tell you what you're going to do?
Yes, you
All right, we've got
absolutely can.
wings and we've got feet.
All right.
Okay, so what you have to do, you've got to do a marinade. Have a look here. That's 1, 2, 3. All the marinade things, some water, some chutney. In it goes. Hurry up. Get those wings in there, sweetheart. What you're going to do is you're going to make a beautiful dip.
Okay.
To go with this.
Oh, great.
You've got all your lovely ingredients. You've got coriander, you've got fresh mint to give it vibrancy.
You've got lemon zest.
There you go,
See
darling.
that.
And a cheek of lemon, which is going to balance it. So I suggest you get going and you go there.
Right.
Yes.
So I just add everything in here.
You just keep
Jenny,
that mix.
I just obviously will add the water to the chutney.
Yes, to break it down.
To break it
nicely.
down, yeah. And let me add a little bit of my garlic.
There we go. That's a bit of,
Should I separate it just a little?
Smell it. What is it, ginger or garlic? You want your viewer to know.
It's ginger. It smells good. It smells
He
quite
understands
delicious.
what ginger is. Good. This is good. Zing, zing.
Yeah, I could actually become a chef.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, I've never thought that this marinade would actually go with that, because I eat walkie-talkies all the time, but I've never had them fried.
But let me tell you something, they are delicious because you have that wonderful layer.
Contestants, 3 minutes remaining.
And absolutely, Tandi, I mean, now that you're speaking about fried food, I love the fact that food brings people together.
Right.
And that South Africans just love frying stuff. So what I'm doing is that I'm going to add these peppers into...
I can't wait to taste that.
It's going to be so delicious.
Chili pepper. And what about
Chili peppers, and I'm going to take my salt and pepper. Right. Now, if you notice, the chicken feet are already cooked. Why are they pre-cooked, Jenny?
Because you know what, they're quite gelatinous. This is quite a delicacy. So you want to, and you notice they've also been very well manicured, pedicured. Yes, you don't want to eat the nails.
Absolutely.
So you cook them down so that when they deep fry, you can eat them straight away. You just have to spit out the bones. So
amazing.
good, healthy, and fabulous. Yes, my
in the
love.
true spirit of Heritage Day and Heritage Month, chutney is like a
You my girl, you go, girl.
So we tell you, we get the walkie-talkies, we deep frying everything, and this dip that I'm gonna make, honey, is gonna be amazing.
I love it.
I can't wait.
Love it. And here's your little tasting spoon, okay, when you go.
I've got one right here.
I would put more of that lemon zest in the
You
I
reckon
was. I would take a whole lot. It'll be really nice.
I think it's going to go really, really delicious.
Should we play?
With, so what I'll do now, Jenny, is that I'm going to tuck this in there.
You go for it.
Tuck that right in there. Okay, so maybe let me just put that there. Oh, look at me. What a messy chef.
That's okay. You clean your mess.
I clean my mess.
I think we
Okay.
should plate it now.
Do you think we should plate?
Yeah. I think we should see how it looks on the plate.
Let's actually first fry it because it's important in terms of safety.
We've got some cooks so you can plate together, but I think let's get those in there.
Yeah, okay.
And I think it's important to teach our viewers that you don't just hoy it in the oil.
Yeah, because the oil is already hot. So what you don't want to do is just throw it in. So you want to tap it a little to dust off the flour.
Yes, that's
and then
the
you want
corn
to
flour.
dip it in. You want to be careful.
It's like you've been doing this your whole life, babes.
Contestants,
absolutely.
1 minute remaining.
Here you go, baby. Come.
And so what's going to happen is that as you cook it, it should end up looking something like this, Tandi. I absolutely want to plate this because I want to see how this is going to look. And if I were to have a Heritage Month lunch,
I'd absolutely have this. Would you come if I invited you, Tandi?
What about me?
I would invite Jenny.
Well, hello.
I mean, you're going to be there, and we're going to be making this food together. It looks absolutely
So be there. Tandi, let's have a little
delicious.
taste, honey. Just taste it and see if you're happy with it. You take your... Oh, yeah, you can...
I can't use the same one again.
Where's your spoon?
Oh, my spoon. Let me just...
No, that was...
It's got the right amount of zest. It's like a sweet and sour taste. That's... I never thought it actually would work, but...
30 seconds, please wrap up.
How about a bit of garnish? A bit of garnish, a bit of green, come there.
Okay, let me put some microgreens, honey.
Yeah.
These are micro coriander greens.
I love it.
Just like to make it look pretty and presentable, because you know the eye eats first, right?
And of course, after the eye eats, the mouth has to eat.
Of course, honey.
And the mouth has to be happy.
And the mouth has to be happy.
I don't mind if I do.
Do you want to come over to the kitchen and enjoy some of our chicken?
Oh, I would love to. I appreciate people that get me involved as well. Thank you so much. Well done, team. Question is, who do you think made the most of their time to shine in the Elimination Challenge? You can let us know on social media using the hashtag #PresenterSearch on3. We'll see you after the break.
Oh, delicious, right?
It's your time to shine with Presenter Search on 3 and Orbit Gum. You're back with Presenter Search on 3, the Espresso edition. And after receiving the least number of votes from the public, Simpiwe and Tandi battled it out in a live elimination challenge. Let's get some feedback from our guest chef, Jenny Morris. What did you think of our two contestants?
I think they both did very well. Tandi, you held back a little bit because you've got so much to give, but you just weren't giving it. I love your delivery. I love your voice. I watched your interview. Simpiwe, you were great. I felt you overshadowed a little bit. You didn't give enough space for your co-presenter too, because when you're presenting on TV, it's not a competition about me. It's about coming together as a team. I loved that when you tapped the flour against the bowl, you listened to the brief. I mean, you did it properly. He never ever eats set food. I know you were starving because that chicken might have been raw. No, doll, you could die. Especially if it's chicken. And Tandi, I love when you brought in the chutney thing because we were talking about tradition. You know, that's kind of, you've researched it, and we all know walkie-talkies are very much very South African. I feel you could have just gone a little bit further and said, put it on a bribery key, or you know what I'm saying. But I think they're both you just held back too much.
Yeah. Thank you so much to our guest chef, Jenny Morris. Now, the judges have watched each of their challenge very closely and have come to a conclusion. The top 10 finalists going home tonight is... I'm sorry, Tandi, your time to shine has ended. How do you feel?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay. God's timing, and I know my time is coming.
God's timing is everything. Well, you can go onto our YouTube channel after the show, where we will have a live exclusive post-show interview with the judges and, of course, our bottom 2 contestants. And then tune in again next week for the remaining 9 contestants as they take on their second challenge. It's going to be an action-packed episode, so don't miss out, South Africa. But for now, good night. We'll see you next week. Ciao. Give her a hug, everyone. Come on, come together. Come on.
Bye, guys.
Feel Good production.